Hi, everyone. I got a good question about I'm working on my interactive project or interactive card project, and I want to make text disappear. So I thought, all right, well, let's see what we can do here. I had to go and kind of look through other teachers' discussion points on how to do this. And here's a workaround. It's not very pretty, because notice that the visible command, which is really how you make things right now in code.org with what we know, how to make things be visible or invisible and to make things disappear, is it's tied to a sprite characteristic or a sprite property. So what you would have to do is make your text be part of your animation tab. Okay, which means when you go to add something, you can either upload an image if you could go out and find an image that has the text you want, or you could draw your own. Okay. Now, as a workaround, here's another option for you. I went and opened up PowerPoint because I have access to that. And I just typed this on a screen right here. Okay. Now here's the down part of this. You can do a file and a save as. And when you do your save as, and I've got it's saved in different spots on my website, but when you go into here, you can pick like a JPEG or a PNG, portable network graphics format. Those two both work in code.org. So save it instead of just a PowerPoint, save your message that way, and then put it in or upload it into code. Okay. Or maybe you want to give it a whirl trying to draw it yourself, like I mentioned here about going ahead and adding and trying to draw your own text. Because then here's what you would do in code then. Okay. When we get back into our code, here's what we're going to do with whatever you've got here. First, you are going to have to come on up and create a variable. Oops, and do that outside any of your draw loop or anything. I'm going to call it message. Don't call it text because there are already commands in drawing for text and you don't want to confuse things. So give it a name that's not a typical command that you've seen so far. Okay, then we have to set the animation for our message. Okay, make sure you come over here in the drop down and choose. Okay, so I already uploaded it from my PowerPoint file. And then make sure you add a draw sprite in your draw loop. And here's what happens when I did it. It's ginormous. Okay, so here's another workaround. Let's grab scale and let's scale it down to be tiny. Okay, so again, it's message. The scale is going to be, I'm going to go small just because I'm going to get a whole bunch of background here. Okay, so there's my message. It's not even readable. But then if I want this to disappear upon some action, we'd have to, my space bar is to play music and I'm not there yet. But I could say tie it to an arrow or some kind of command. So I'm going to grab an if statement and throw it down here before that draw sprite. And I'm going to say maybe I'll say if I use the up arrow, and then what I can say is use that visibility property. So I'm going to grab sprite visible, put it right here. This text, I called it message. Over here, I'm going to call this false. Okay. And then watch what happens. It's there. If I press the up arrow right now, it's going to disappear. Bam. That's kind of a workaround. It's not the prettiest, but go ahead and play with it and see what you come up with. The big thing is you're going to have to create it somehow so you can get it in an animation tab and get your message or your text phrase in there. Okay. Good luck. Play around and go from there. Thanks.